The news today is that Red Bull Leipzig from Germany have concrete interest in signing Thierno Barry on a permanent deal from Everton. The Frenchman struggled in large parts of last season, but showed some glimpses of being a promising player. He's still young, but I think there was a lot of question marks over him as a player, especially from the fans watching him week upon week. If Everton can recoup the 27 odd £1 million which they paid for him last summer, I think it would be a bit of a no-brainer. Especially as David Moyes seems really keen on Liam Delap, and he'd probably come in as a loan signing replacement, you'd imagine. I think that would be the ideal situation for David Moyes, who didn't really seem too convinced on Thierno Barry. I think he's a solid player. He's a good player, but I just don't think he was ready for the move to the Premier League. He looked a bit lightweight, and I think there was many instances off the pitch as well with which upset the Everton fans. Mentioned there, of course, Liam Delap being linked with Everton for a loan move. He's just one of the strikers currently being linked with Everton. The other is Ayase Ueda of Feyenoord, who's currently playing for Japan in the World Cup. He had a really good season last year, 26 goals, and he looks like is where the back of the net is, which I think has been Everton's major problem and has been Everton's major problem for many years now. Again, the fees being mentioned are around the 30 million mark. So again, you'd think if Everton can sort of get the 30 million back for Thierno Barry they paid for him, then it would be an almost like for like replacement, really. He's 27 years old, so he's a bit older than Thierno Barry, but strikers these days, or footballers at least these days, you'll be getting a good few years out of him at that age. But we'll just have to wait and see. It'll be interesting to see what does unfold with that situation, and I think it probably is very dependent on who leaves for Everton. I mentioned that obviously in the last video as well. I think it will be a case of Everton selling players before they can bring any major assets into the club. And of course, one of those players linked with a move away is Iliman Ndiaye. Those rumours still grumbling on. Chelsea apparently readying a bid today for the Senegalese winger. Again, they'll have to come in with deep pockets. I think he's still got 3 years left on his contract, but he has, of course, made it public his desires to play some Champions League football, which I think he's well within his rights to do. I think he's a top player, and I will never hold a grudge against a player who wants to go on and play at the very highest level of football, and unfortunately Everton can't give him that at the moment. Similar again with Jared Branthwaite. I think for him it will be focusing on getting his fitness back, and then maybe a move to a top club will come along for him. He has been linked with Manchester City and Manchester United in the window, but I've got a feeling we might just sneak one more year out of him. Especially with the injury troubles that he had last year. The big top teams might see it as a bit of a gamble, especially with the high fee that's being put alongside him. And finally, Everton have taken another hit in their search for a right back next season. Strasbourg's Gaël Doué, the older brother of Desiree Doué, who's currently on loan. Currently at the World Cup, playing for the Ivory Coast. Everton are going to struggle there, as they've been told it's going to cost them £40 million for the right back. Obviously, Everton really keen and are obviously being linked with every single available right back, it would seem, in world football. But it looks like that those links are going to quieten down a little bit due to the fee that's being mentioned. Thank you very much for tuning in. Leave a like and subscribe for more football news content.